Do 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 do. Welcome to the podcast. Wee.
Busy, but it's because our schedules are so fucked up. They're so different.
Yours and mine,
I don't like. Well, yours compared to mine, yeah. Because I don't do anything during the day, but you work during the day, and then I usually work nights.
Well, what about your school job?
I haven't been doing it, but I started again on Monday.
This Monday?
Because they've been out of school for like 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm starting Monday. I'll be back in the mornings at least. But I still don't do anything during the day. You know.
Yeah. Well,
it's very rarely that I work at Great Basin during the day. Sometimes they work me.
Well, my schedule is changing now. So Monday, Tuesday is my new schedule. Those are my off days.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're just going everywhere with that.
Well, I mean, there was a plan behind it, but I don't know if that plan's working anymore. So, I got to choose which days I wanted, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do Thursday, Friday. So
well, then maybe Mondays we can do stuff then, because I don't usually work Mondays at all, other than see our kids, but that's 7 to 9 in the morning. That's not
absolutely. So. I've got no problem with that, and so Monday will be my Saturday.
Okay.
Well, with that,
I'm Kelly Stoll.
I'm Matt Bonta. Welcome to Sequel Podcast. Right off the heels of the last one, but this probably won't show up until a week from today. I'll probably put it on a week from today. Cool. So the last one I'll put on right now, today.
Okay.
I'll probably put Dakota's on maybe Tuesday, and then I'll put this one up on Friday, and maybe we can kind of have like regular fucking some kind of regular schedule, so I'm not doing like 5 a week.
5, yeah.
So that I can actually keep them
yeah.
current instead of like suddenly, you know, a podcast from like a month ago is going up because I've had like 50 of them sitting there.
Yeah.
And that way I don't overwhelm anybody who does listen to them. So it's like I just listen to one. Here's another one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what else is going on? Nada. I was gonna say something. I had something, but now I forgot. Thanks a lot, Kelly. You ruined it. Oh, what the fuck was I gonna talk about? Say? I don't know.
Was it about Mike?
No? Should I say something about Mike?
I don't know. Was it about my new place or?
Well, we obviously just talked about your new place.
Oh, did I tell you that Patrick got his thing that I sent to him?
Because I was talking to him right when he got, like I was kind of texting him. I guess he probably went down and got his mail in between texts.
Yeah.
He was pretty excited.
Yeah, he was really excited. I was glad.
Did you just buy him a new one?
Yeah, well, because like, I was listening to the podcast that you and Patrick were on, and then he was sitting there talking about how I still had his Savages movie, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad. Well, I keep forgetting, like, there's just so much shit going on, and I'll just, because I have to literally, like, take the DVD, put it in, like, one of those cool packages, and then go to UPS and have it sent to him, and it's just...
Why not the post office?
Or whatever, it doesn't matter. Post office, UPS. Either way, it's a trip that I have to make, and I just keep forgetting to do it, so... Finally, I was just like, okay, well, I'll just buy him a new one. I'll keep this one. I'll just go on Amazon, and I'll just send it straight to him. Oh, no, we still haven't watched it yet.
We didn't talk about movies at all, so now we've got something
to talk about. We will, though. I have a list.
All right, that's what's next.
But, so yeah, I just went on Amazon, and I looked up how much it'd be. Bought him the exact same one that he had us borrow. It was,
it's like $10.
Yeah, it was like $10. It was cheap, so I did that, and I sent it, like, you can send messages on the Amazon thing, so I was like, sorry.
Have you ever gotten one of those?
Yeah, I have.
It's such a basic little tiny,
it is.
Plain little text thing. Little thing. Yeah.
So I was like, sorry, we're a bunch of fucking losers, and we kept to your movie for so long. I was like, I'm sorry, but here it is, there's a brand new one for you. And then that's when I texted you and asked if there was something that he was...
Yeah, because we were just talking about that,
because I was like, too. Yeah, you know, he's been really patient about it, and he's been a good friend for letting us borrow it, so I should probably send him something with it.
He really liked it. It's like a 7-hour documentary about all of Friday the 13th. He loved it.
Yeah, so I sent a message with that, too, just saying, you know, since you've been such a patient, good friend, thank you, you know, here's this movie, I know you'll enjoy it, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Miss you, Patty, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, so then I got, like, a Facebook message from him. He's like, oh my god, you guys are so awesome. He's like, you should have seen it. I was jumping up and down and screaming in the hallway when I got it. I was like, good, I wish I could have seen it. But, so good. I'm glad you like it, Patty. You deserve it.
I know he listens to these too, so
yeah.
You got anything to say to him?
Yeah. So, but I'm glad he got it.
You guys didn't see him when he was in town?
No, I didn't get to. I didn't, like, I know you told me at the Christmas party he was coming to town, and then I completely just spaced it. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, because he was there the next day.
And then we were moving, and then I know you and Patty called Mike or something like that, and Mike we were in the middle of cleaning something up, and then Mike was like, yeah, it was Matt and Patrick, and
was that when I was drunk?
Yeah, he's like, I'm pretty sure Matt was drunk, and I was like, oh, and then but I had so much shit going on that week, I totally forgot. Patty, it's not like I didn't think about you at all, I'm sorry.
That was a Monday, I think.
But yeah, it was just so much shit was going on.
No, that was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday, yeah, because we moved.
I had a
Friday.
really shit, because that was I got back Friday, and I went right back to work the next day.
Yeah.
And I was just, my head wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was back in Oregon. I was, thinking of what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And I had a really shitty fucking day at work, and I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to get drunk. And Patrick picked me up, and I'm like, we're going to podcast. So I've got a 40-minute podcast that may never see the light of day.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, I have it in case I do feel like putting it up. But it's only 40 minutes long, and I'm calling people, and I'm falling out of the chair.
I had a missed call from you, too. But like I said, I had so much shit going on. Only a couple people answered. I don't even remember Mike answering. Yeah, he answered.
Dakota answered.
He's like, dude, I'm moving. I'll talk to you guys later. I think is what he said, or something like that. And he's like, you're not going to believe who just called me. Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, because, we're talking about Wolf of Wall Street, and I'm drinking, and I'm progressively getting drunker, just because I had a shitty day, and then I keep having Patrick go and get me waters.
He's meowing now.
I should probably let him in.
Look at him, he's all, Dad, please, it's cold.
It's looking like it's starting to get overcast out there.
Poor Charlie.
But yeah, no, I keep getting drunker and drunker, and I'm like, Patrick, let's go watch the movie right now. Let's go see Wolf of Wall Street. And and I start calling everybody on my phone, contact list. Some aren't answering, some are. My sister answered, Dakota answered, Melissa answered, and I guess Mike answered.
Yeah. And
then I'm hanging up on him, in mid-conversation with Patrick. Patrick's like, hey, what's going on? Matt's drunk. And he's trying to talk to these people.
I want to hear this podcast.
Maybe.
You need to post, or at least just post it on my Facebook or something, because I want to see it.
If I do, it'll be down the road a ways.
Okay.
But I've got it on here, so.
Okay. And
I'm like, Patrick, go get me a water. And so I keep drinking water, and I'm spitting it all over the place, all over me.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm crawling to the bathroom and falling on my ass.
So you definitely got drunk. It's what you wanted.
It is what I wanted. And then Patrick had to leave, and my sister was supposed to come over because she was borrowing Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
And she never ended up coming over. And I was just like, Patrick, put on How I Met Your Mother, and I just passed out on the couch. And I guess I took a picture of myself at some point. I don't even remember doing that. It's just I put it on Facebook. It's just you see the blanket and you see my face, and I'm like, what the fuck did that happen?
Oh, that's funny.
That's probably the last time well, no, I guess that's not true. That wasn't the last time I got drunk. That's what happens nowadays.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun.
So let's talk about movies.
Okay, we can do that.
So what have you watched,
I've
Kelly
watched
Stoll?
so much stuff lately. It's crazy.
And I've watched nothing.
Really?
Maybe one or two movies.
Yeah, I've been watching so much stuff.
I can't sit down and concentrate on a movie long enough. I'm like, I can't do this, and I'll just turn on How I Met Your Mother, or I've been binging on Breaking Bad, and it's I just can't sit down and watch a movie because I just got so much on my mind, and I'm ready to get shit off of my mind.
Okay, gotcha. Well,
I haven't been to the movies since I went on Christmas. We went and saw American Hustle.
Yeah,
my family did, which was really fun.
Really good. Yeah, I want to see that.
And then before then, I probably haven't seen a movie since Las Vegas at the beginning of November. I miss going to the movies so much.
Mike still needs to see Wolf of Wall Street too. We want to go see it. If you want to go, come with us. We
when are you
see
going?
It. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what my schedule is for next week, but if I have Monday off, we should go Monday.
That's when I plan on going.
Yeah. Let's go Monday night or something. After Mike gets off work. Because he hasn't seen it yet either, and he needs to.
After Mike gets off work, a 3-hour movie that probably won't be playing until 7.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents and I...
Well, if you want to do it...
I want to see it again.
Well, I mean, if you want to see it Monday, you need to let me know before I actually go on Monday and see it by myself.
Okay, we'll let you know. I'll know my schedule at work tonight.
Okay.
So
let me know tonight.
But I know Mike still needs to see it. I've kept telling us we need to see it. So, but yeah, no, it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents and I went and saw it at like 7. We didn't get out of the theater till 10:30. And even the commercials, like the previews, yeah, about 20 minutes. And I always like previews. I don't mind them. So, but yeah, that's the most recent movie I've seen, and it was.
So what's your list?
So first I watched Stand Up Guys.
Because that's on Netflix now.
And Christopher Walken.
And
it's pretty good. Yeah. So Mike and I watched that one the other day.
What is it? They want to kill. Like Christopher Walken's supposed to kill Pacino?
Yeah, they're best friends, and Al Pacino gets out of jail, and Christopher Walken's supposed to kill him.
And then they go and what? They break Alan Arkin out of the
he keeps procrastinating because he doesn't want to. He wants to at least give him one good night, you know.
Does he kill him?
No.
No? Okay.
But
so
then
you like that?
But then there's kind of like a background story between Christopher Walken and his family. And
why do they want Pacino dead?
Because it doesn't actually tell you if he had actually killed somebody, but it's like referenced that he did. Well, at least he was accused. He was found guilty of doing it. He didn't necessarily do it, but he killed like a brother of somebody in the mafia, and like so as soon as they had him out of jail, they wanted to kill him. They wanted him dead, and they had Christopher Walken want to do it, and he kept saying like, you know, so in the middle of the movie he keeps getting calls saying like, you need to do it. He's like, you know, give me some more time, please, just give him a night. Like I swear I'll do it. Like. And as the night progresses, like, you know, there's that whole... So much crap happens to them in just one, you know, in like 24 hours, basically.
Yeah, I like movies like that.
And it's just basically, like, stand-up guys, like they do bad shit, but they're not bad
necessarily
people.
Bad people.
Like,
it's just what
they
their
help
lives
this
are.
girl out, and, like, you know, he goes to a prostitute and he like eats too many Viagra, and he ends up having to go to the hospital so they can, you know, pump the blood out of it, and like, but then he like, you know, gets to dance with a woman for the first time in years, and it's like it's a simple like minute of the movie, but it's beautiful, like, you know, and it's their night. It's basically that 24 hours they break into a suit shop, buy him a new suit, and like
nice.
All this stuff. It's kind of, it's a touching story. Like, two best friends, basically, or three.
Right.
And so
don't forget about Alan Arkin.
I know,
Alan
he ends up dying because he's like...
Just like in Little Miss Sunshine?
He has some type of, he's dying already, and they want to take him out one last night, and he ends up dying when they leave him somewhere. But, like, so it's a really good movie.
So he's not in the entire movie? Does he die like halfway through? Have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
He shows up halfway in. Yeah, I have. He shows up halfway into the movie, and then he's in it for like a little while, and then he dies.
That's like the main reason why I want to see it. I'm a huge Alan Arkin fan.
So yeah, it was good. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it was good.
Did you watch it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw I added that to my queue.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Also on there, The Last Stand's on there now too, the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, or like I guess the first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I'm
not an
fuck you then.
Schwarzenegger fan.
I love him.
He bugs me.
I saw it in theaters.
I think he's cheesy.
Oh God, what's wrong with you? Go back to your fucking romance.
And he's
movies.
ugly.
And he's ugly.
And he's ugly. So.
How shallow you are.
Maybe The Terminator is probably the only movie I like him in. That's it.
Come on, every one of his movies are awesome.
No, they're dumb.
Even Junior is awesome.
He doesn't have any acting range whatsoever.
Blasphemy.
He's the same in every movie he's in.
Yeah, but that's part of the charm.
But it's dumb.
Oh God. Okay, what else have you seen?
Mike and I watched Man of Steel.
Finally. I finally just bought it.
I thought it was good. It wasn't Mike's favorite. Him and I have gotten a little argument over it.
It's got huge problems.
I don't know a lot about Superman. I've never been into the comics. I don't, other than the fact that he's not as much of a relatable superhero as compared to a lot of others, because there's no, I don't know, it's so hard to find something that...
No, well, okay, first off, strip down the extenuating circumstances of his life. It's about an outsider trying to fit in a world that it's not really easy to fit into.
No. I got that.
So, I mean, that's the main thing. And it's also about someone who's inherently good and wouldn't harm a fly.
Yeah.
And he always does the good thing, and sometimes it's part of his downfall how good he can be.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's not the smartest person there is. Like, he's smart and everything, but like, because of what he can do, he'll rush in and automatically assume that his strength and his powers will be able to fix the situation when it's not always the case, which is why they always have Batman he thinks about the situation before doing anything because he knows that's the only way he's got to do it.
Yeah.
whereas Superman just rushes in like a bull in a china shop instead of thinking first, which he should do.
Gotcha.
So I mean, those are some kind of basic elements to kind of try and relate to who Superman is. You know, I mean, he's adopted. You know, that's something he has to deal with.
Well, I just meant that it's hard to, I don't know, because he doesn't have, how do I explain it? It's his weakness or whatever, his problem is morality. It's, you know.
Absolutely.
But a lot of other superheroes don't have that problem. That sometimes I do, but I feel like he's so far out there, he's so far-fetched, like there's really nothing that can tear him down other than the fact that if he's doing the right or the wrong thing.
His conscience.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I liked the movie. I liked it better than the other couple ones that have recently come out. Like, those ones are really... I like the serious aspect they put on it, just like they have with the new Batman movies and all that stuff, too, and I like the actor. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I like Amy Adams. I always like Amy Adams. But
did you see American Hustle yet?
No, I haven't. I need to.
She's really fucking good in that.
Yeah,
that whole fucking movie is awesome.
Yeah, I need to see it still. But no, I liked Man of Steel. Mike didn't really like it, but
no, I've got major issues with it. But when I went and saw it, it was a very fun experience.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It's not a perfect movie, but I like it better than a lot of the other
I like Superman Returns. I like Superman 1 and 2. So.
Well, I like the ones with Christopher Reeve's in it. Those ones are good. But those, I mean, when they came out in that, you know, in that time period, it was good. You know, that it was okay to be that weird. You know, kind of cheesy. It was supposed to be that way.
It's not cheesy. What's wrong with you?
It is cheesy.
No,
yes, it is. Superman is cheesy. No. It is cheesy. It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. By compared to other superheroes, he's pretty cheesy.
Well, you know what? We live in a post 9/11 world, and you know, we live in times where things are fucking rough.
Yeah.
You know, not to say that things weren't rough when Superman came out, because they were getting out of Vietnam, but they were also dealing with, you know, hippies and disco and everything. So they were bringing things up light. But now we're still in a very dark period. People are very, very dark-minded and everything like that. You know, we're dealing with depression and recession, and there's too many people on the planet, and there are still people over in Iraq, and there's still terrorism going on. So, obviously that movie may seem cheesy to us. But yeah.
Anyway, I like the serious aspect they put on it. Made it more real to me, which is one of the reasons why I like the Batman movies so much too. So yeah, Man of Steel was good. What else? Oh, I went and saw Saving Mr. Banks.
Right. I know you loved that movie.
And it was really good. Not just because I am a huge Disney fan.
No, that's exactly why.
That's not the only
that
reason
is the
why.
Only
no,
reason.
It's not. It was written really well, I think, and the acting was really great, and it was kind of cool just to see. And it's based off of a true story. It's not necessarily everything was true about it.
From what I understand, there's not a lot that's true.
And so, but I liked. I mean, you having even just a little bit of history. It was kind of cool, just knowing the struggle it went through, you know, to get that movie going, and how much it meant to this woman, you know, who wrote it and all that stuff. And the way that they filmed it, there was a lot of flashbacks, relating to something that was going on in present time, with her childhood and her father. You didn't think it'd be really sad, but it got kind of intense at sometimes because her father wasn't a perfect man. Mm-hmm. So it shows him he was an alcoholic and having some major issues. And I think Colin Farrell did a great job.
Colin Farrell's in it?
Yeah, he plays her father.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did a
love Colin Farrell.
He did a great job. And because you don't see him play a father figure all that often.
Well, I mean, you see all these actors now getting older, and some of them are starting
but
to get
it's
these
cool
roles.
to see that though, because you're so used to them. You know, it's just not usually his thing, and he was great. He was, you know, even though he was an alcoholic.
Does he look like he always looks, or did they?
Yeah, he looks like himself.
He doesn't look like how he looks in horrible
his
bosses.
accent's different, obviously, and no.
The British accent?
No, it's a kind of a British accent, because they're in New Zealand.
Oh, so it's like a
kind of like an Australian. I don't know. Anyway, but so yeah, it was really good. Tom Hanks did a great job. I think he played Walt Disney really well, and then Emma Thompson's always great to watch.
I'm not a big Emma Thompson fan.
Really?
I know that she's good at what she does,
yeah,
but I really don't like watching.
She does a really good job of being that really annoying, because the person she's playing is just this very uptight, you know, British lady, and she plays it so well. So, but no, it was really touching and it was cool, and they like completely like redid Disneyland to make it look like it did back in the 60s, and that was really cool to see because they actually filmed it at Disneyland. And
this is what I was told you
the
should
Sherman
watch.
Brothers.
This documentary right here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this?
No, I want to though.
Okay, so you know about it then.
Yeah, I do know about it.
Okay.
And like, it's funny because those two actors too, and like, because they actually
Jason
had
Schwartzman and BJ Novak.
Yeah, because they actually had Richard Sherman come in and like help with like the process of the movie, and like, I think you could definitely see that he had some, you know.
Who was playing him?
I can't remember his name.
BJ Novak?
I don't know. I don't know which.
God damn it, Kelly! You watch movies all the time. You should know who these actors are.
But their interaction between each other, because they're brothers, and then their interaction between, you know,
Walt
themselves,
Disney.
and not Walt Disney, but Emma Thompson's character is funny because they pick on each other basically, and it's really cool. But all the songs, like, you can leave the theater and the songs are stuck in your head, and like now, like, I left going, okay, I want to watch Mary Poppins again now because I haven't seen it in years.
So did you watch it?
No, I haven't. It's not out on DVD. You have
Blu-ray.
to.
They've got it at
recently, yeah, but not when I.
Not when you saw the movie.
Not when I saw the movie.
Okay, yeah. I saw it sitting there.
It came out December 10th. I went and saw the movie before that.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So yeah, but no, I really like this. And not just because I'm a Disney fan, that definitely helped, but it was good.
Don't give me your shit, Kelly.
The music was really pretty too. I like that a lot. So, I know you probably won't end up seeing it, but just so you know.
Not in theaters, at least.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's not a movie that I don't want to see.
And then I went and saw The Hobbit.
Oh God. Moving on to the next one.
No, you don't like The Hobbit?
Nah, I don't like Lord of the Rings or
Why?
The Hobbit. I thought they were boring. It's not my genre.
What?
It's not my genre.
What?
I thought they were boring.
Whatever. See, Mike's obsessed. He's read all the books. He loves Lord of the Rings, loves The Hobbit. I didn't like the first one when it came out. I mean, it was okay. I didn't like mind it, but I thought it was long and I was like falling asleep.
It's like that scene in Clerks 2 where he's like, this is what the movies are. It's 3 movies where you just watch people walking the entire time.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
It's the same shit in every fucking movie. Honestly, I just didn't get into them. And it's not like I think that they're bad movies.
Yeah.
People obviously like them.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into them.
It's not my favorite. I mean, I like them, but I'm not obsessed with them. Like, because Mike is. That's one of his other things he likes so much.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But he's read all the books, and I mean, he was raised on it. Something he read as a kid.
Yeah, see, I watched the horror movies. Those are like fantasy. I never really watched like the sword and sorcery type. Yeah. Or read them or get into them. I like horror. Sci-fi I can get into, especially sci-fi horror I can get into. Yeah. No, I never got into that genre.
So even my dad really likes them too.
Like,
but he's read all of them
Willow.
as well.
Have you seen Willow?
I've seen Willow.
I don't like Willow. I don't like The Princess Bride. You know, I don't like...
It's playing in theaters too.
Oh, God. I don't like any of those sword and sorcery movies from the 80s that everyone loves. The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, I've never really got...
Dark Crystal. Labyrinth is really good though.
I've never, I just didn't get into those. You know, as you know,
obviously, yeah. What else did I see? I have to tell you about what happened at Great Basin New Year's Eve, but I'll get there.
No. You've got the list. Tell me the story.
Well, oh my gosh. So I worked New Year's Eve at Great Basin, and then I worked the very next morning too.
Wait, I thought you had a party on New Year's Eve.
We did. Mike did. It wasn't really my party. He invited friends over.
Okay, so you weren't
but
even
I
there?
Worked.
Or were you
I was
were you
there.
working until midnight?
No, I wasn't working until midnight.
Okay.
I was the first one on New Year's Eve, so I was the first one off. I got in at, my shift was at 3:30. I got off at like 10:30. It wasn't too late. But it was nuts. Like, there was so much crap going on. We had a band that night. We had to clear out like half of the restaurant's tables to make room for dancing and stuff. And it was a shit show. I made about $200 that night though, so I made really good money. Well, anyway, I left at like 10:30, and I went back I was scheduled to work 10:30 that next morning. And usually there's only one 10:30, and then there's like one 10:45, and we're openers because the restaurant doesn't open till 11. So we get there early so we can open the place up, take all the chairs down,
so you
whatever.
Gotta, like, clean everything.
So yeah. So Paul, my manager, had 4 of us scheduled at 10:30, and that never happened. So obviously it was like, okay guys, here you go clean it up, basically. So I walked in, and the place was a fucking disaster. It was a disaster. It was horrible. Everything was not where it was supposed to be. There was trash everywhere. The tables, none of it, like, usually by the time I come in, all the chairs are, like, because we stack the chairs, usually they're all down. And, like, walk in, the band had left all of their stuff out. So the stage was still up. All their instruments were still up. And then all, like, their sound stuff was around the table. So it was like a maze. You couldn't walk through, like, the right side of the restaurant. And so we could only seat up by the bar and then, like, up on the deck, up a little ways. And, it was absolutely disgusting. I'm like, I didn't want to touch anything. Everything was, so we just started cleaning up, and apparently, one of the bartender, she had worked that night as well, the night before, and all the kitchen guys were in the bathrooms cleaning them because somebody shit in the bathroom and put their hand in it and then wiped it all over the freaking walls.
Like an adult did
Yes, this is not a child. Children don't stay. This was not, because I left at 10:30, so this was obviously, these were adults. And they did this. They wiped it all over the freaking bathroom, and there was blood in the bathroom apparently too. It was disgusting. I don't know why people fucking do this. I don't understand. Like, who would do that to themselves on top of doing it to a public bathroom? And so it was disgusting. So all the kitchen guys were back there cleaning it up that morning. I felt so bad for all of them. I was like, I'm so sorry you have to clean that up. And then somebody had punched a hole through the wall because it was the size of somebody's fist. Somebody's fist went right through the wall, and nobody saw it. Like, nobody saw this happen. Yeah, fucking nobody knows. It was crazy.
So someone essentially shit, like, what, on the floor or in the toilet?
I don't know.
And then they cleaned themselves up before leaving the bathroom, because no one.
I don't know if they cleaned themselves up. They might not have.
All over their hands,
I don't know. It was everywhere. It was on the walls, on the floor, everywhere. In the women's bathroom and the men's bathroom.
In the women's bathroom too?
Yeah, in the women's bathroom too.
So there was shit in both bathrooms with handprints and everything.
Yeah, and apparently there was, like, blood and stuff too. It was disgusting. And so, yeah,
no one knows if there was, like, a fight?
No idea.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And like I said, somebody punched a hole through the wall, and then, it was just, it was horrible. I felt so bad for the kitchen guys that had to clean that up. And then, so I went out as soon as I found out that happened, though, in the bathroom, I had a sanitizer spray, and I sprayed everything I touched that day. I was like, before I touched anything, I sprayed it. Like, I sprayed down the entire hostess stand.
Situation.
Yeah, I was like, well, if those people did that, like, who knows what else the hell they fucking touched when they came out, you know? So I did. I carried around a spray bottle with me that whole day, like, wiping down everything. And then the stupid freaking band, they didn't show up till maybe an hour before I left that shift. So almost the entire day, their stuff was left on the right side of the restaurant, and we couldn't seat anybody. And of course, we got busy that day. And so we were, like, on a wait, and there was so much shit going on, and we couldn't see people over here. And then finally the band shows up, and it's fucking cold outside, and there's these 2 doors over by the stage, and they park the car out there, and then they move everything out. Well, they left the doors open for like an hour and a half, moving all their stuff out, and I had people sitting over there freezing their butts off. And then the band thinks it's a good idea to sit there and smoke next to the door. So then the smell of smoke was coming into the restaurant, and I was getting complaints from my tables that it smelled like smoke. So I had to go over and tell the band, look, guys, you can't be, can you not smoke by the door? Because my customers are trying to eat.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and it took us a good, like, hour and a half to get everything, like, straightened out back to where it was supposed to be, and I was exhausted. Like, I was so exhausted. I almost felt like the day was worse than the night, like, when I worked it. I was so tired when I got home.
Christ.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, I made really good money those 2 days, but it was crazy. Like,
fuck that. No.
Yeah, and like, and this happens. There's always something that weird that happens every year. New Year's, people just get so stupid. But apparently Great Basin must make enough money for it to be okay for, for this kind of stuff to happen, because they're able to pay to clean it or, like, fix things.
The wall.
Yeah, because now, the wall's filled in now. Like, they fixed it that day. Like, when I left it was already been plastered and all that stuff. But, like,
oh my god.
Oh my gosh. People get so disgusting and so stupid when they drink. It's unbelievable. And they're adults. Like, these were not children doing,
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, we don't have any cameras back there because obviously it's a bathroom. You don't put it, but like, so like you don't. How do you don't have no idea? So every time I go to that bathroom now, I'm just like, ugh, like I don't want to touch anything, even though it's clean. Like just
blood
imagining it like
too.
that is just so gross.
Who knows what else?
Yeah. And then 2 days ago at work too, we had. When was it? Let's say, it must have been Wednesday night. I was working, and there was about 3 of us on that night, and we had this lady come in with, like, this lady had her mother, and her mother's probably about, like, I want to say in her late 80s, in a wheelchair, just comes right in with her mother in a wheelchair, doesn't even, like, stop us and ask for a table. She just starts, pushing her mother to the, like, to the very back of Great Basin. And finally one of our, servers catches up with them, like, puts the menus down, and she's like, oh, how you guys doing? She's like, oh, good. My mother wants this, and that, like, food-wise. And then Danae was like, okay, gets her order. And then the lady's like, okay, well, I'll be back in a couple hours, bye.
Oh, no.
And leaves. Her 80-something-year-old mother, they're Russian, so her mother doesn't speak any English whatsoever. And the lady that dropped her off barely does. And so she gets her food, and she's sitting there in a wheelchair. Older lady, doesn't speak any English, eating there by herself. She was there for 3 hours. She was there when I left, and she was there when one of my other friends that served left. Like, she was there really late. Like, who leaves their mother like that? It was so sad. I could not believe. She was just like, oh yeah, see ya. Like, basically
Jesus
had
Christ.
us babysit her mother for her. And not only
That's
did, like,
exactly what it sounds like.
didn't even put her near a TV, didn't even, like, put her in the back where she would be alone,
So
couldn't see
kept
anything.
checking up on her then,
So Danae,
right?
yeah, the server, because she had that table, she kept going up to her and, like, do you need anything? And of course she doesn't understand her, so she, like, gave her, like, a blank look or, like, nodded or something. And Danae's like, I feel so helpless, like, I can't do anything. And what if this lady doesn't come back for her? Like, what are we gonna do?
She, like, drops dead while...
Yeah, or, like, what if she has to use the bathroom and she can't tell us? She can't roll herself to the bathroom.
Wow. She's probably a diaper on.
It was horrible. And then so one of Danae's other tables, was, like, sitting a couple, away. It was a couple. And they come up to Danae while we're sitting at the table rolling silverware, and she's like, is anybody coming back for that lady? And Danae's like, well, she said she'd be back in a couple hours. She's like, that's bullshit. She's like, I want to, she's like, I want to pay for her meal. So the lady ended up paying for that lady's meal. And then they sat there and waited for like an hour, even after they had finished their beers and stuff, waiting to see if this lady would get picked up. And finally they couldn't wait anymore, and they're leaving. They're like, hey, sorry, I wish we could stay. Like, I don't want to leave her here. She said, but do me a favor, when her daughter shows up, give her a few choice words for me. She's like, because believe me, if I were here, I wouldn't be very nice about it. And then left. So, and I left at like 8:30 that night, and she was still there when I left. She had finished eating. She was just sitting there by herself, like, looking completely helpless. Yeah. And, but apparently because I worked that very next morning too. And, like, I hadn't heard anything. Right, yeah, she's still sitting there. But, like, yeah, and I didn't hear anything about having to, like, call social services or, like, the police or anything. So I'm assuming somebody came and got her. But
you
even
found out from
no, but even Danae, because Danae had her table, like, that was her, she was her server, and she ended up leaving before she left too. So somebody came and got her, but she literally sat there for like 3 hours by herself.
Jesus Christ, fucking people.
I know. Like, who does shit like that? I would never do that to my elderly mother who doesn't speak English, in a wheelchair. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. And, like, in these last, like, couple weeks, like, people are just, I cannot believe people. It's
my
so
mom
weird.
had some stories to tell when my grandmother, her mom, was, like, in a hospital and dying, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily anything that we did to her, but, like, there's some interest. They're not on the podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of these on the podcast. We were talking about these on the way over there to Oregon, but I should get those stories. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's just, I like to think that people are good, and then shit like that happens.
You would like to think that.
And then it's just like, man, people aren't.
No, it's probably about a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it's just bad. And, like, and I just feel like more so I felt like this within the last couple of weeks because there's been so much crap going on at work, the New Year's Eve thing and then that.
It's all like just in a row.
Man, and come on, guys.
It's a new year. Let's get...
right? Come on.
Let's start a new year off good and everything.
Yeah,
I've been dealing with a shitty year too, so right off the bat with not being able to go to Oregon and then this other thing. So
and I've seen some pretty weird stuff working at a restaurant, like in a bar at that, dealing with people, at that point
absolutely.
too. Like, I deal with people all the time, and like I've seen some really mean people, but I've also seen nice people. But recently, it's just been a bunch of really sad, stupid people. So, yeah. Wonder what happened tonight at work when I go in. I'll be closing tonight, so
Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's Friday.
It's a Friday, night. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's just people blow my mind. Cannot believe it.
Maybe the world's on its way out.
Maybe.
Yeah, this is gonna be the worst fucking year, and people are just going crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like every year gets worse and worse. Like as far as a society goes.
I don't know, but the thing is, I don't know if it gets worse or we just start noticing more.
Well, things are probably getting worse if we're starting to notice more.
Maybe, or we're just getting more mature and we notice things more. Like, as a kid, I'm sure that stuff happened too, but I never,
Okay, I see your point, yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like, I just never... didn't understand it, or I didn't notice it. Like, I didn't want to notice it. I was so, blinded. So you just don't...
It feels like there was a lot of bad shit going on last year.
But
I remember every other day I was hearing something. I don't even watch the news, but I was hearing about something shitty going on.
Yeah.
The marathon bombing.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible even more shit's going down now, but I feel like everybody says it at some point where it's like, things are just getting worse. But it's like, yeah, but maybe you just didn't care or notice until now.
I try to stay away from it, and I still hear about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it feels like things are getting worse, and it sucks. And it's like, I want to have a family. I want to start a family, and it's like, I can't watch my kids every second of the day and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they gotta go on and do their own thing, but it's not deterring me from wanting to have kids.
But every generation has something, there's always something going wrong in the world, but people end up getting through it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. That's the big thing right there, is you gotta get through it.
Yeah.
Shit happens, and it's just how you deal with it.
Yeah. A lot of people is like, it's irresponsible to bring a child into the world right now. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean,
you can't have
tell that to people during World War II, or tell that to people during, the Great Depression. People still fucking did it.
People still do it.
And the people still survived. I mean, they got through it, like, one way or another. It worked out. So,
Absolutely.
The world's never going to be perfect, ever. But that doesn't mean that you have to have it stop you from doing things that you like doing or you love doing.
Or you won't do anything.
Whether have whether that's having kids or
anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't live in fear. That's not living.
Yeah, don't let it discourage you, or don't let the actions of others.
You just gotta hope that you raise your kids the right way and you teach them what you need to, and that they end up being a good person, for the most part.
Yeah, hopefully we get another generation of kids going to kind of fix the shit that we've got going wrong.
Yeah.
You can only hope that's what happens.
Yeah, so... Anyway, that was a serious note.
Yes, it was. That was good, though. That was good. That's what these podcasts need. They need awesome stories.
I love the tangents. They go off, like, the little connections they have between what we're talking about, and all of a sudden it goes this way, or it goes over there. I love it.
Yes, definitely. It's good to have you back and talking to you, because I haven't talked to you since, obviously I've seen you
Christmas,
a couple times.
Yeah, the Christmas party.
But we haven't podcasted since the 50th episode, so...
Yeah, that's right, with you, me, Greg, and
so that
Coda.
Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
That's right. Oh, yeah, it's been that long. Oh, yeah.
It's been almost 2 months. About a month and a half.
Since Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah.
It's
before I went to LA and stuff. Dang. That's been a long time. So anyway, should I get back on the list then? Alright, so...
What have you seen?
Alright, so I finally saw Anchorman.
The first one you're
talking
about.
The first one, because I'd never seen it. Mike's been he's been bugging me. Let's go see the second one. I was like, I don't want to see it without seeing the first one. So finally I went and bought it, and I thought it was stupid, but it was really funny. Yeah, all of his movies are like, all Will Ferrell movies are like that.
Anchorman's probably his best one, I think. It's the one that I like the most.
Yeah, it was good.
Campaign was pretty good, though.
I haven't seen Campaign yet.
I got it.
Do you?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, I'll borrow it.
Okay.
But, yeah, I thought it was funny. I was laughing out loud quite a few times, and I think I like Brick. I think Brick's my favorite.
Oh,
because he's so dumb. Yeah, it's like it just cracks me up. But we need to go see the second one. I haven't seen the second one yet. We were going to go see it, and then something came up.
I don't have any interest. I'm not really in the if I'm gonna go see a comedy, it's not gonna be one of those.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna go see one of those in theaters. No, I learned my lesson since Grown Ups 2.
I went to that one the drive-in. That was fun.
That was a big fucking mistake. Big fucking mistake.
Who did you go see it with?
I went and saw it with Summer.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Big mistake.
It's alright. It wasn't meant to be Matt. It's not supposed to be.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad for that. Absolutely.
I went and saw Frozen.
Oh, okay.
The new Disney movie. I went and saw it in LA.
It wasn't, this movie right here?
No.
No one knows you're up
Disney
there.
Frozen.
It's not. Is that the one about the 3 people that get stuck on the chairlift at the ski resort?
Yeah, that's what
it's
about. Yeah.
And the girl pisses herself, and so she's frozen to the thing.
That sucks.
And there's wolves down there, and the guy drops and compound fractures his legs. And
Lovely. That sounds like a great movie. Yeah, I went and saw it in LA, and we went and saw it in this theater. We decided last minute to go see it. We had just gotten into LA that night, and we wanted to do something, so found this theater. It's like United Artists Theater in Los Angeles or something.
Was it an IMAX?
No, it wasn't IMAX. But we went up, and it's like $13 frickin' for just a regular movie.
Yeah.
And I thought it was expensive here. Holy crap. Yeah. And then not only was it $13, we had to pick our seats. Like, we couldn't just go in there and randomly pick them. We had to pick them we bought it. I don't.
That's how it is at the Alamo Drafthouse.
No. Well, that I understand. But as a regular movie theater, I thought it was bullshit. I thought it was stupid.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that.
So, he shows us, and the guy I'm talking to either, does not speak English very well, or, something was wrong with the communication because they were speaking through, those stupid speakers, and he couldn't fucking hear me. So I'm trying to talk to him, and I don't understand what's going on. He asked me, I'll pick your seats, because I've never had anybody ask me if I could pick my seat.
What?
I was like, what? What's going on? He's like, you need to, pick that seat. I'm like, what? So we were having a conversation. So I was getting irritated talking to him. So finally I understood what he was saying. And, all they had left in there was, the ones that, go right up to the screen. At the very, very top.
Yeah.
Or, there was ones on the very, on the side. And I was like, oh, those on the side are shitty, too. And so I was like, all right, fine. We'll just... there was 4 of us. I was like, so we'll do those 2. I was like, we'll do those 2. And then my sister had to come up behind us and pay for her tickets and then pick those 2. And then she tried to explain to him that she wanted ones right next to us. He's like, oh, no, they're not next to each other. And there was, it showed that there was 2 more seats next to the ones that my mom and I were. He's like, no, there's no seats there. They're not next to each other. My sister's like, no, I want those 2 seats. They're right next to them. He's like, no, they're not. And then I looked and I was like, just take those 2 seats. They want those 2 seats. Thank you. So they choose the 2 seats. I don't understand what he was fucking talking about, because when we got in there, they were right next to each other.
Right. Probably just...
I don't know what he was talking about.
Communication problems.
So,
lost in translation.
So yeah, we got in there, and the theater is just... It was huge. It was a huge theater. And there wasn't that many seats in there. There was so much room between the seats. It was huge. I've never been to a theater like that before.
It wasn't an IMAX?
No, it wasn't an IMAX. So we go in there, and we find our seats, and they're right up to the wall. I swear to God, you were like this. God. And we're like, oh God, we just paid $13 to see this fucking movie like this.
In an uncomfortable position.
And so...
Absolutely.
And but the seats were kind of cool. They were cushioned. They looked like recliner sheet. They were recliner seats. And they were super thick. So we all sat down, and at some point I was doing this, and all of a sudden my chair fell back. I was like, oh, they're recliners. So we were able to recline it back, but even then it was still way too close to the screen. So I had a headache when I left.
I don't even know why they do that.
I don't understand that either.
They shouldn't even put those seats
this isn't
there.
Okay.
They just add another row in the back.
And so for we were one of the first people in there. So we sat there, my mom and my sister are shaking their heads this is bullshit. I cannot believe this. So I'm trying to enjoy. I was like, don't let it ruin it. We're gonna see a good Disney movie. And So we're reclined back, and then we're there for a good 30 minutes for everybody else's. The entire theater was empty. So I kept telling Mom, I was like, you know what?
There weren't any.
There wasn't anybody else sitting there.
Nobody else was sitting.
No, it was just us.
And you could only buy those seats.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah. So I was sitting there. I'm like, this is bullshit. And I told my mom, I was like, if there is nobody sitting there, nobody sitting behind us when this movie starts, I'm moving. I don't care what they say. I'm not sitting up here. So we waited. We waited till the movie started, and I looked back, and nobody was sitting there. So I was just about to get up. And then people started coming in. So apparently you can go online and pick your seats ahead of time and come in whenever you want. So they didn't come in till after the first preview.
See, at the Alamo.
And it was packed after that. We could not move at all. So we sat there like this the entire time.
Oh, fuck.
And then the movie wasn't even that good.
Oh, really? I thought you liked it.
It's a Disney movie. It was cute, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. The storyline was there was some holes in it, some things didn't make sense, it didn't flow very well.
Yeah.
And then the singing was really forced.
It seemed like it came up really, really quickly.
Yeah, yeah. And I know it sounds weird me saying the singing seems forced, because I know there's a lot of Disney movies where they'll just up and sing. Yeah, but there's usually some type of flow to it, or whatever they're talking about connects to the song that they're about to sing. And this I felt like
Pixar?
No, it's a Disney.
Okay.
Disney Studios animation, and it just it was very forced, and the singing, there was points where I was I can't watch this. I'm it's awkward, how much they're belting out, whatever they're singing about. I just didn't enjoy it. And I'm pretty sure it's not because I didn't have a good experience getting in there in the first place, but it just wasn't. It wasn't my favorite Disney movie. Yeah, I mean, some things were cute, but it just wasn't especially compared to Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph, because those were really great movies, and those are the last two that the Disney Studios had made.
And Wreck-It Ralph was 2012, right?
Yeah, and I really love those movies. But, so compared to those two, this one wasn't very good. The only thing I did enjoy, there was a short before it, like they usually do.
Yeah, yeah.
And the short was so cool. It started off as a old black and white Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Steamboat Willie.
And,
I'm assuming.
No, it wasn't Steamboat Willie.
Like
but it was
Willie?
like that, yeah. Just the classic, 1930s Mickey Mouse cartoons. And that's how it started off, and it looked like one. I mean, it had the little streaks in it, from the old movie clips, and and the sound. It's it was kind of muffled, and it was cool. It made me smile. It was cool. This is really cool, and it was the usual, classic cartoon. And then all of a sudden, they get in a fight with Pete. He's the kind of the bad guy in the cartoons, and he comes through the screen. And he's colored, and so he pops through the screen, and he's computer animated, and he's colored, and it shows you, and then it kind of backs up, and it's a state. Are
you saying that he's black, Kelly?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's in
I'm
color.
trying to be racist about this.
He's in color.
But they're in a theater, they're watching it. They're watching the cartoon, the black and white cartoon in the theater, and then the theater itself is all computer animated. Everything's colored, and they're basically they're interacting, the two different, the black and white and then the color cartoon they're interacting with each other, so they come in and out of each screen, and it was really cool. It was basically showing the old and then the new, and then put them together.
Do you know what it was called?
I can't remember.
How
You'd have to
look
up the short before Frozen.
I'm sure that's going to work, Kelly. What is wrong with you? Alright, Google. Short.
They usually don't show it, though. I mean, front of Frozen.
Front of Telugu? Get a horse?
Get a horse.
That's definitely what it is?
Yeah. Yep.
So is there a way to watch it, you
Probably
think?
not. No, they usually don't.
Is there a link here? LA Times.
Yeah, they usually don't show the shorts, so they actually come out on DVD, because it comes out with the movie.
So it's going to be on the...
Yeah.
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
No, I probably won't. No, I mean, I probably won't buy Frozen.
Oh, what the fuck?
But I'm saying, once it's out on DVD, though, they might put it on...
So that you can watch it.
The website or something like that.
Okay.
But it is really cool. That was the only thing I enjoyed, though, that entire experience.
Okay. Alright, so what else do you got?
I watched Lovelace.
Oh,
which
the
is that
porn movie?
Yeah.
Not actual porn movie, but about the
no,
porn
it's
star.
the Linda Lovelace.
Loveless?
Huh?
Is it Lovelace or
Lovelace.
is it Loveless?
I'm pretty sure it's Lovelace. That's how they pronounced it in the movie.
But
maybe that was just
on
because
Netflix
that was her. Yeah, that's what I watched it on. And I really like Amanda Seyfried, so she did a really good job too. It was interesting because I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I knew the premise of it before I watched it, and then
I just watched. It was on a trailer for something. It was a trailer in front of a movie. I don't remember which movie it was, but I was like, okay, I kind of like movies like this. Like, did you ever see the one with Luke Wilson and Giovanni Ribisi, and they're they created internet porn? Didn't see that one. Oh, what the fuck was that one called? It's got The Spirit. Did you see The Spirit? Well, the guy that played The Spirit, he's in it. And they invented internet porn, so this is like a true story too. And then I've got Rated X with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, where they're playing the brothers that kind of made porn mainstream. So there are a lot of movies like that out there that are kind of about the porn industry,
it was,
these tragic stories.
It was interesting because she has her own. Because I looked it up too. Because after I watched it, I went and did some research on it, and the first half of the movie, it shows it from how everybody outside would have seen it. So, I don't know, an outsider would have seen it because they're not actually her. So they show you how she got started doing pornos, how she met her husband, how she started doing pornos, and then how it ended, how she met Hugh Hefner and all that, and then that ended, and then it restarted.
Who plays Hugh Hefner in that?
James Franco.
Yes. Okay.
So then it restarted. So then, right in the middle of the movie, it restarts again. So it starts from the very beginning, but it's complete. You see it from a totally different view. So it's her view on everything, because she actually ended up writing a book about how she was forced into doing pornography because her husband was abusive and getting into that, that industry. Nobody's good. They're all slime balls,
Absolutely.
And so, but then I was reading up on it saying that everybody basically in that industry denied that none of that ever happened. So basically, it didn't the movie didn't go one way or another. It wasn't this is what actually happened. It showed both sides to see because the first half made it look like she was proud of it, and then the second half was how she got
the real
how she
shit.
got forced into it, how she got basically gang raped and and all this shit. And it was pretty kind of sad. The second half, you're just shit, man. I really hope that that didn't happen. I'd much rather her just be happy with what she was doing,
Yeah.
So, and it's just interesting because then she ended up quitting porn and then was an activist against it.
Did you ever see Boogie Nights?
No.
You didn't see Boogie Nights? Never mind then. Okay.
So I thought it was interesting. I like how the film showed both sides, because then when I went and researched
I'll give you Rated X because I've got that. You can watch that. That's
kind of
it's kind of like the same. It's the same genre
premise.
movie.
Yeah.
So, and that's all a true story as well.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it was good. And then, like I said, Amanda Seyfried did a good job. I see her naked a lot in it, but it's whatever. She has a nice body. I'll look at her body. That's fine.
Okay.
But
you'll deal with it.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And then I saw Wolf of Wall Street.
That's your list. And hopefully, we can go see it Monday. If not, I will definitely be seeing it Monday.
Yeah, you definitely need to see it.
Well, that's cool. And I've been writing some short films also.
Yeah, I want to see those.
I'm up to 4. I got 4 done. I want to do the other 2. I tried writing some today and last night.
Kind of a writer's block.
Yeah.
That's alright. Happens.
It's not
Sorry.
Playing footsie with me.
Footsie with you, man.
No, it just wasn't. I couldn't think of where I wanted it to go. I know how I want it to end, but I've got these 2 more that I want to do, and I know where I want it to go.
Yeah.
And I know where it's starting in the 5th one, but I'm just I can't. I've got these ideas in my head, but I know that it's not enough. I need more. So.
Yeah.
But I do have 4. I'd give them to you now, but I think maybe we should wait until I get the other 2 done.
Okay, that's fine.
And then you'll have 120 pages worth of a 6-part Jones miniseries.
Yeah.
It's definitely really good stuff. So we've got the Cheese Christmas movie. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote a Jones New Year's Eve movie.
Okay, cool.
And I wrote this new character, and I wrote it for my friend, and now I don't know if we're gonna make them, but so that might be causing my writer's block.
Yeah.
But they're really, really good. But I mean, even if they don't ever get made, I'm gonna start working on the
Stones in it.
Stones in it.
Woo!
Her and Boop are barely in the first one.
Okay.
Just because, like, I wrote it for Jones and Detective Black is the new detective, so I kind of wrote it for them, and then I was like, you know what, I want to do more. Mm. So it's like, how about a 6-part? Because I wanted to do like a 6-part mini series.
Fun, yeah.
And so the second one, it's really funny, and Boop and Stone are like kind of partners in this one. Mm. It's like a stakeout situation. It's like, I just talked about all this with Dakota, so this is all going to be going over again. But they're like on a stakeout together, and then Black and Jones are in the other room doing the stakeout thing. And that one's pretty funny. And Dutch is a voiceover interrogating them, so there's like an interrogation scene kind of.
Yeah.
Which is why I used your birthday. That's your badge number.
Okay.
Which I went and found on Facebook. So
that's cool. That's fine.
I did the same thing with Dakota, and then the third one was this script that I wrote years ago. And it's this really dark, violent script that I wrote that didn't have any of our detectives in it. It was just kind of a standalone thing. Mm-hmm. But I was able to adapt it.
Write them in.
And it's Stone and Boop are partners. Again, I guess they're partners now. Because Black and Jones are partners.
So where is this in the timeline?
I don't know.
You just made it up. None of this coincides with anything. It's just in an alternate universe, maybe.
Maybe like somewhere I could.
Maybe somebody's dreaming. Maybe Jones is just dreaming all of this up.
Oh well, I mean, could be. But in that third one, the second one, I wrote a little cameo for Cheese in it. So like they're doing the stakeout, and the guy they're trying to bust, Cheese walks in with them, and it's like, oh fuck, what the fuck are we supposed to do now? Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
So did you write Mike something, or is he going to direct something?
Mike is in the first one. Mike's he's playing the twin of the character that he played in.
Does he
Prime
die?
America. He does die.
Mike, you die again.
He knows this though.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Did you not listen to that podcast?
No, I didn't. No, I haven't yet.
But yeah, no. So like, he plays the twin of the character he is in Crime America.
That's funny. The twin?
He plays the twin.
Of the cop? Okay.
Yes, it's like, why not just have B. Foster?
There you go.
And then I could see him like directing one of the other ones, like the second one.
I think he would have fun doing that. Something different.
And then the fourth one takes place right after the third one. And I can't really say too much about those two because something happens. Okay. There's a big twist, and I don't want to say it.
Okay.
But and that one's super dramatic, and it's the card game. It's all basically another card game.
Yay!
And I wrote Cheese in this one, but I wrote it to where it's just me and Patrick in a car talking.
Oh, okay.
So like, if I need to, I can go where he is, or if he's somewhere and no one else is around to do anything, it just
then you can just
it just needs to be me and him.
Gotcha.
And then like, it's a card game flashback, so it's like all of our characters minus Cheese, and we're talking. It's like flashback, just like in Streaming's Pavement, but it's about this really fucked up situation. And then it's also dealing with the current situation in the present time with all the detectives except for Cheese and Jones, and then Black's there. So it's like Black, Dutch, Stone, and Boop, and they're all there talking because something happened.
Yeah. And
they're kind of dealing with it, and they're telling her about what happened at this other card game, and it's some very heavy, depressing stuff in that too. Okay. And then that one ends on a cliffhanger where something's going on.
So when are we gonna film it?
Well, maybe never. So
what?
Hopefully we do get to film it because that, like, I think they'd be really fun and really cool
it'd be
to watch.
Fun. Yeah.
And it'd be like a solid 2 hours. It'd be nice to get those and then show them at like a theater again. So like, I really, really want to shoot those. But if not, like, I've got the steampunk movie that which Melissa's decided to quit, by the way.
Has she? Yeah. She's got this stuff going on.
Well, she doesn't really like collaborating, and that's what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
So like, it's hard for her to have somebody else take her work and change it.
Yeah.
So she didn't like what changes I had already made, what little changes I had made.
Okay.
So she's like, you know what, it's yours anyways to begin with, so you just take it and you finish it. So we've got a script. I just need to go over it again.
Gotcha.
And then hopefully we can start working on that one, if not these detective movies, which are really good. And I really like this back and forth that I wrote at the beginning of the third one. So I've got you and Detective Black. So you're sitting in the car and you're eating like chicken out of a bucket, doing like a stakeout thing. But you know, you're like...
Who's going to play Detective Black?
My friend.
Okay.
So vague and obvious by saying that.
What if she can't and somebody else can? Who would know?
No, I wouldn't have it any other way. She'd be essentially playing herself.
Okay.
That's how I wrote it.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you're not playing yourself as Stone, but...
Yeah.
But I wrote this character, and it's basically her, and there's like real conversations that we've kind of had together.
Okay.
So like it's a very interesting...
So that's why it's up in the air.
Yeah, that's why it's up in the air. Sorry. I know. Fine. I know. But with that, I think we've been going enough for another episode to be done with. Kelly?
50, yep.
Anything else that you would like to say?
Pretty
drained after talking. I'm surprised we have material for a second episode.
Well, yeah, we said we haven't talked in like 2 months, so I've watched a shit ton of movies.
Well, I mean, we got a lot talked about in the first one we did.
Yeah,
so I was like, I wonder what we're going to talk about. But then it's like, oh yeah, you had the movies and you had all the stories that happened at work, so it was pretty good.
I don't want to go to work tonight. I really don't.
Did you work last night?
Yeah, I did.
So it shouldn't be
Well, I worked during the day yesterday, and then I worked Wednesday night, and then I worked Tuesday night.
So it shouldn't be too bad, right?
I have to close. If I weren't closing, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Are you getting tired of your job, Kelly?
No, I'm not tired of it.
Are you sure?
I get tired when I do it a lot in a row. I like having little breaks.
I work every single day.
I know you do.
Part. I get 2 days off.
I know. See, I don't mind working during the day. It's just working into the night. I'm not a huge night person. And there's a point, like, I'll be doing good. I'll be in, in this, like, mode.
Groove.
I'll be, in a groove, and I'll be focused. And then there's a certain point at night where I just fucking hit a wall. And I crash. And there's, like, my mind cannot take anymore. And I make mistakes, and all I think about is, I just want to go home and sleep. I don't want to be here anymore.
I hate working at night.
know?
Even though I did just work that second shift, I had a lot of fun doing that second shift.
Yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for that second shift, I don't know.
And then, like, in closing, it sucks, because, like, when you have an opening shift, when you go in, you get to leave and not have to worry about certain stuff. Like, you don't have to worry about necessarily waiting for your tables or waiting for people to leave. Because closing, you get off at a decent time. Like, I'll probably, like, stop serving food. Like, I won't be actually doing my job about 10:30. And then you have to fucking hang out and wait for everybody to, leave. And you're just sitting there like, oh my god, I just want to go home. Please, people leave. Like,
Welcome
they just
to
don't
service.
get it. Yeah, they just, like, and you'll go and start taking all the stuff off their tables, like, trying to, like, push them, like, okay, guys, time to go. And then you start stacking chairs around them, start turning off lights. And some people just don't care. They don't get it.
Absolutely not.
Like, come on, guys, we're trying to close this place up. Leave. I want to go home. So.
Well, I hope work goes fine for you tonight.
Yeah.
I hope,
I'll make good money. Like, nights when you close like this on a Friday, you make really good money. So that's the only good part out of it.
Well, maybe you'll see.
But I have all day tomorrow off, so.
I work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I only have to work 2 days,
off,
and then I got another 2 days off, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I'm Matt Bonta.
And I'm Kelly Stoll. Stay classy, Reno.
Thank you.